All right, Coach Bowden, appreciate your time here. And first of all, just to start off with, obviously you've taken Akron levels of improvement each of your first 2 years at the school and last season, and with 5 wins and given Michigan a run for their money there. But how do you feel about what you've been able to establish here at Akron? What are the important steps moving forward?
Well, I think you've just said the importance is to keep moving forward. I mean, I wish it would go faster. I wish this would be just an instant change from where we were to where we want to be, but it was quite a move. We were in a struggling position. But to win 4 out of our last 5, to win our last 3 straight, to just barely stop and not beat Michigan, which we got more good publicity losing that game than all the other victories. It put us back on track to get this program challenging for the conference championship, being a winning program, and that's what I came here for. I mean, Akron's had a difficult time in this move to 1A football, 27 years, 21 losing seasons, but I think we're on the move now. We've got a great strides were made last year, and so the key, as you just mentioned, is to us to keep on making strides. Is can we take that 5-7 and now try to turn that around maybe to a 7-5 and see if that can get us to a bowl.
Just establishing that type of winning tradition, as you mentioned, at this type of school. I mean, it seems like throughout your career you've been able to establish winners. Are there things that you take from your past learning experiences that have applied here?
Oh, there's no question. I mean, this is the 5th university that I've taken over as a head coach. We've been able to turn the other 4 around. The thing, when the program suffers, I think you have to expect to lose big, then lose close. Then you've got to try to win close, and then you're going to win big. You've got to go through that building process. You've got to take all the experiences that you've had. Nothing was more valuable to me than being a head coach at Salem College at 26 years old, a team that had not won a game. And all the mistakes that I made, nobody was watching. They had 500 people in the stands. You're in a little old town, and so you learned how to coach. You learned how to do things, and you made mistakes, and you didn't get fired for it. You didn't get people criticizing you for it. And so you got to take from all those things that you learned over the years, and now apply those here. And then you have great confidence that if I just hire a good staff, we do things fundamentally sound, we stay to the basics, and then we don't waffle. Don't waffle, you're going to win football games. It's going to happen. Unless you just got a lesser program, lesser athletes, lesser facilities, you're going to win if you apply the basics of successful football. And so that's what comes over time, and that's why I'm so excited about Akron. We have the best recruiting area in the country for the northeastern United States. We've got the best facilities in the conference, and I've got a great coaching staff.
And it seems like you've stayed to your roots in a lot of ways too. There's a number of Morgantown and West Virginia connections. First, starting with the Allen boys, we'll start with Christian Allen, and how has he developed within the program, and what do you look for him this season?
Well, we've got Christian and Jeff Allen, and I'm excited to have those. Those guys are kind of the meat and potatoes type of guys of your football team. Those guys are blue collar workers, hard workers, great bloodlines, great family, and they come in, can do a lot of little things and do a lot of things to help you win. Christian, of course, is a fullback, H-back, and will be a role player this year probably. He was just a redshirt freshman and a backup, and now he'll have playing time in the future. But we're also very excited about Jeff. And Jeffrey Allen, who's going to be a senior for us, who transferred in, will probably be in a little more dominant role than Christian right now. And I won't say that for sure. I'm sure those boys will fight over that. But Jeff Allen is a little bit bigger and playing tight end for us and can play H. And we see him having a big role for us this year. We've added Ryan Nalen. You know, Coach Nalen followed my dad a few years behind my dad, and probably the greatest coach in West Virginia history. But his grandson, who probably should go to medical school, wants to be a football coach, and we're glad to get him here. He has just got a football IQ. He understands, like my brother Tommy and myself and Jeff, we understand how to act like a football coach, when things don't go good or things are going real good. And he's got great background in learning how to be a football coach in college. So he's a huge addition to us. We had to start him out in the training room, in the weight room to get him a job here, but he will quickly transition onto the football field.
With Ryan, are you able to share some stories and some experiences growing up in a football family, and then trying to, there's always that shadow, if you will, or you're coaching in that coaching legacy, and are you able to relate to him and share some experiences with him there?
Well, I'm much more probably, I guess, age-wise of his grandfather than him. But yeah, I grew up the son of a coach. He's growing up the grandson of a coach and uncles that played in the game, and his father has been around the football program all his life. So we share the same type of backgrounds. But Ryan is on his own. He's bright. He knows how to coach. He ran the exact same offense we run here, exact same terminology. My brother Jeff, who's been an offensive coordinator at Florida State for years, is kind of a mentor to Ryan at his position, and so he does bring us quite a bit of qualifications himself. So we're glad to have him. It's a good addition. The Allen boys. A great addition, and we're not going to build our whole program on West Virginia. There's not enough population there, but there are outstanding football players in pockets in West Virginia. And if West Virginia doesn't take them, if West Virginia, you can't take them all, they're quite often overlooked in West Virginia because everybody assumes that if a guy's any good, he's going to go to West Virginia. And a lot of people don't look in West Virginia after that. So having been raised there, I went to grade school, junior high school, and college in Morgantown. You kind of understand that there's some great football being played in West Virginia.
And it seems like you still have a lot of connections also from West Virginia and support, and especially getting closer to West Virginia with this move to Akron. Have those relationships continued and fostered here?
Absolutely. We signed a punter out of Parkersburg High School. The punter we got, Kyle Foster, came in as a first-team All-State punter from Parkersburg. I went back and spoke in Parkersburg last night. That's where we played the state championship game. When I was at Morgantown High, we lost to East Bank in 1971. My brother Tommy and I played, and so I had so many strong ties. My wrestling ties, the state championship was always there in Parkersburg, and every time I go back, that's only 45 minutes from Salem College and Clarksburg, where Jimbo Fisher, of course, I signed him out of high school. And we talked about Rich Rodriguez, who really, my brother Tommy gave him his first job. Nick Saban, who was a defensive backfield coach when I was a running back at West Virginia. He was a defensive backfield coach. And there's so many ties to West Virginia. And I told those young men at Parkersburg, I think that they have to understand as they sit there as young men, that what opportunities they have. The college football, the game of college football right now is being shaped by young men from West Virginia. Nick Saban, Jimbo Fisher, Rich Rodriguez. Even if you get mad at him, they're movers and shakers. They were raised, went to school there, educated there, and they are the movers and shakers of our game of college football. And it has to make you awful proud being a Mountaineer and being from West Virginia when you think of the guys that are right now shaping the game of college football coming right from the hills of West Virginia.
And the last one I had for you was coming off of that exact same point. Is it coincidence in your mind, or is there something, as for a reason, as you mentioned, your brothers, Rich Rodriguez, Jimbo Fisher, Nick Saban, you could,
the only
Trickett, there's so many.
And Rick Trickett, the only coincidence is that we all come from probably about 45 minutes or an hour away from each other. I think that the strong work ethic that comes from West Virginia, there's incredibly strong work ethic from having been raised in West Virginia, of having to work hard all your life. And I know sometimes it can be a negative, but a lot of us, it's not that we have a chip on our shoulder, but we're always trying to prove ourselves. And I think a lot of us, you think about, I hate to say it, they don't like to admit it, we're pretty small people. There's not a tall guy. Rich is the only big guy in that group. I don't think there's a guy 5'10" between Nick and Jimbo, myself and my brother Tommy. There's not a guy that's big, but I think a lot of times in West Virginia will carry a little bit of a chip, a prove yourself type of attitude. But you put a hard work ethic, a blue collar mentality with that little bit of chip on your shoulder that I've always got something to prove, and that usually builds character and builds a person to something very special.